You'd think with all this space in this brand new office, I would know exactly what I'm going to talk about. And the truth is, I have no idea, but I'm just going to talk to you anyways. But I did have an idea of what I thought I might talk about in this video, and here it is. Only go after realtors who have already shown that they're buyers of your product. If you're going on Zillow and you're only looking at the postings, the listings that only have bad photos, and then you're reaching out to these realtors saying like, hey, I could do such a better job, I'll take these photos for you for free, this and that, blah, blah, blah. You're going after people that have demonstrated to you already that they are not buyers of your service. This is coming up a lot in my coaching calls with my students, and the main theme is that, for instance, last night I had a call with one of my free students that I coached last year to make sure I knew what the heck I was doing in this whole coaching thing. But he asked me, so I'm stuck doing photos and 3D tours for everybody. The people that I'm working with aren't really, wanting to buy these additional services. And what do I feel like I'm kind of stuck at a plateau? And this is what I told him. I said, well, it's more likely that the people that are your current clients are not buyers of these additional services. So how you can find those types of clients is by going online and looking at the listings that do have everything. They have video, they have drone, they've got 3D tours, they've got, all the additional services, and then go after those people, because those people have demonstrated to you already that they are buyers of this service. So they're the ones that you should target. And it gets a little bit difficult and a little bit wonky because they probably already have somebody that they're working with. So why are they going to use you? And here's part 2 of this. So I asked him how he was doing outreach. He said, well, I'm doing everything, going to brokerages, going into open houses, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, what's the common thing that gets brought up every time you say, hey, these are all the services I can do. Are you interested in this bundle? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, just, no, I either already have a photographer that I'm working with, or, I don't market with video. I'm, good with just photos and all that stuff. So he was saying that he went into all these open houses, brokerages, and talked to the agents, and a lot of them were saying that they already have a photographer and that, they're not interested in working with someone else. And then he would immediately just start offering, free services. Well, I can do this for you. I'll do this for you for free. And that inherently is immediately, and this gets kind of like a hoity-toity conversation, but it immediately lowers your value when you're in a conversation with someone that has told you no, and you're trying to convince them otherwise, and you're like, well, I'll do all this free stuff for you. I'll do a video for you. I'll show you that I'm better. And that's 90% correct. That's like almost where you want to be. But in this circumstance specifically, you just say, okay, well, it's great meeting you. You know what I mean? So if you just drop the conversation pretty much altogether, or better yet, you say something like, well, no problem. I'd love to be considered as, a backup photographer if, your guy ever can't get you in on your specific day. Let's keep in touch, and maybe there will be a time for us to collaborate in the future. Have a nice day. The whole goal with your first interactions, your first cold call, your first walking into a brokerage, your first XYZ, whatever, is to just facilitate a conversation with this person, this potential client, because eventually you're going to have a relationship with them if they become your client. So you want to start that relationship up early. But here's the second part of it is when you go after these people, like I said, either with the cold call or the first interaction, so many people think that, hey, it's Jordan, I'm a real estate photographer, do you have any listings for me? That immediately is going to put someone on edge, and they're going to be like, well, no, I don't have any listings for you, or no, I already work with another photographer. I'm good. I don't need anybody. And that, again, immediately puts them on the defensive. But if you cold called someone and you, instead of saying, hey, my name is Jordan with XYZ Real Estate Photography, I'm wondering if you have any listings, you can say, hey, this is Jordan with XYZ Real Estate Photography. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I literally just want to let you know that I exist. So I just love your permission to, take down your phone number and keep it in a spreadsheet. And then, can I just call you every month or so, see how things are doing, check in, and maybe there will be a time for us to collaborate. That in and of itself in a cold call is going to give you such a better end result, because in the first scenario, you're saying, do you have any listings for me? I can do it better than who you're currently working with. Me. But in the second thing, you're saying, hey, no pressure. This is what I do. I just want to let you know that I'm a person. I exist. no rush, no hurry. I just want to see if there's, time for us to collaborate in the future. And chances are it's going to be a big, yeah, that's totally great. Yeah, let's connect or whatever. And you take them out for coffee or you call them the next month. Where you get all of your clients isn't going to be from your first interaction and then give up. Like you cold call someone and they say no and you're like, wasted time, click. And then you call someone new. No, you add that person to a spreadsheet and you follow up every single month. I've had conversations go for 9 months before the client eventually decided to give me a shot, and they still use me now. So it's this really big misconception with cold calling or reaching out to people or walking into brokerages that the purpose that you have when walking into these scenarios or picking up the phone to call someone is to get a new client. That's not right. That's wrong. Here's what is correct, and I'll boil it all down into this summary. The first interaction that you have with a potential client is just to add them to a spreadsheet and then follow up with them and follow up with them and keep establishing that you are a photographer, they can use you whenever, and that it's going to eventually work out where you and them will work together, or they won't work with you. Basically speaking, contact people and follow up with people until they either hire you or they tell you to leave them alone and they never want to work with you. That's going to be the main thing. So that's really all I wanted to talk about in this kind of short video. I'm back in this office space. I haven't been here in a week. I've had so much going on. There are these 2 brokerages in my area that I've wanted to work with for quite some time, but they're like, so there's the normal kind of real estate photography business where everybody needs it now. They schedule things 2 days in advance, 3 days in advance, whatever it may be. And then, your turnaround time is going to be absolutely crazy. You're going to get photos everywhere. They're going to ask, hey, can I get the video the next day too? Blah, 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 blah. And that's how my whole business has been structured, is to make sure that I can handle these types of clients that always need it now. Anyways, all this to say, these 2 brokerages that I'm starting to work with, and I did a $6 million house for them yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, and then I edited all the photos, delivered them photos. They're like, wow, these photos are amazing. I finished the video. I haven't sent it to them yet. It's a $1,500 shoot, and then it's going to be pretty continual. They said like anywhere between 3 to 8 shoots per week, which is going to be crazy. So I have that on the horizon amongst everything else that I'm doing. But what I thought was interesting was the shift in mentality, because they invited me, and this is how I landed this, was I didn't even reach out to them. I got an email from their senior marketing manager, and they're like, hey, can you come in for a meeting? We're looking for a new preferred photographer, and we looked at your work, and we love it. Let's talk. So I went in, and I had worked with one of the realtors before a couple years ago, but that's when I just sucked at video, and it was this whole thing, and I just, and they didn't continue to use me, which is totally fine. I've gotten a whole lot better since then. But anyways, all that to say, I got further clarification in the email chain with them that like their turnaround time, photos, of course, is going to be like as soon as you can get them back. That's totally great. But video, like they want me to upload it to like a work in progress thing where they can see a draft and then make any, suggestions or edits that they want. And then it comes back to me. I've got 5 days of turnaround time for video. So I'm like, hands off, just come home, do the initial edit, add some tweaks, send it off to get their thoughts, get it back, make some more tweaks. So it's going to be really, really, really cool. But all that to say, I've had a bunch going on, so I haven't been able to be in the office since last week in that the video that I uploaded right before this one. So I'm going to be in here making a few more videos tonight to kind of sporadically upload throughout the week. And my goal is to be in this office 3 days a week to make more videos, to have it just be constant. Coaching program update, I have too many people. So I don't know. I've got a couple sales calls scheduled for tomorrow, and I'm just going to kind of see how it goes. But as it stands right now, I think I have to be more careful about who I'm bringing on, just because the lack of time that I have, and especially if I'm going to be doing this $8,000 to $20,000, sister brokerages for all these. I mean, I'm telling you, the houses that they do in this area, they're the $24 million, and I didn't really do a lot of research on them beforehand. I did, like I knew of them. I had worked with a couple of the realtors before, but they were on just like a couple $1 million house, which in my area, it's criminal, but the couple $1 million houses are like maybe $800,000 to $1 million elsewhere. But when I was emailing back and forth with them, and they sent me some clarification and their video portfolio of all their luxury properties, I was like, oh shit, this is like, you know, $30 million, $40 million crazy properties. Cool thing though is that a lot of like I'm gonna have 3-4 hours at each one of these properties per shoot, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of videos, hopefully, at those shoots. Some tutorials, some, you know, sitting down like I did in the last one where I was talking about how to do better and more cinematic listing videos and all that. And just to show you these amazing houses, because they're like on the golf course, just right on the, you know, the water. It's crazy next level, and I'm super excited to be taking that next step in my business. But consequently, it just means I'm gonna be a whole lot busier. So that's all I want to talk about in this one. I'm gonna change my jacket and make another video so it doesn't seem like I'm here making all these videos in one. Even though I am. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Goodbye.